Do you think the media has been fair to the Trump administration?
No.
Why?
Because no matter what he says or does, you know, they criticize. I mean, you know, look at what happened recently. You know, you're calling, you know, a Gold Star wife and, you know, trying to comfort. I mean, you wouldn't call someone to insult them. You would call someone to try to comfort them. And, you know, you say, you know, he knew what he was getting into. And, you know, that makes me admire him even more because he was willing to sacrifice for his fellow Americans. I'm sure that was the intention of the conversation, but, you know, when we're always looking to be critical of everything, how can we ever be in a position to protect ourselves in an increasingly dangerous world when we have people like, you know, Kim Jong-un developing a nuclear program and missiles, who has the ability to sell this stuff to people who are not going to be constrained by this mutual destruction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are the kinds of things that we need to be concerning ourselves about. We need to be thinking about what kind of defense systems that we can build, what kinds of things we can do to preserve, you know, the peace and tranquility and the prosperity that exists in this country, instead of picking at each other all the time. It's almost like a little cartoon with all these people down there fighting, and there's a giant getting ready to squash them, and they don't even see that. I mean, it just boggles the mind that we could be that simple.
But the family was critical, so do you think there was just a miscommunication? Because, as you said, the president called with an intent. Do you just think that it was taken the wrong way, or is it politics?
Well, I think that there were people who were just looking for something to complain about. I mean, if he had said, you know, sorry, you know, this is sure a dark day for you, they would have said, see, he's a racist. He said a dark day. I mean, it's just crazy the way we have gone. And if we just keep going back and forth, lurching from left to right, we're never going to make any forward progress. And that's what concerns me the most. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And we've got to be able to get beyond just criticizing each other all the time and creating all of this havoc in our society. We have problems that we can solve. You know, in the housing arena, you know, in the last 15 years, we've gone from 800,000 homeless to 550, a 47% decrease recently in homeless veterans, multiple towns and cities declaring victory over homelessness. This is something that we can solve in this country. Let's concentrate on those kinds of issues. We can do this.
Last question.